Please video like and subscribe this channel. The first thing I noticed about planet Xylaris was the color of its skies. Unlike Earth's calm blue or the red-orange of Mars, Xylaris stretched above in a shimmering cascade of greens and violets, constantly shifting as if alive. The air was thick with an unfamiliar energy, humming faintly against the skin. I had been sent here on a diplomatic mission, a routine reconnaissance to observe the local customs and report back. I thought I was prepared for the unknown, but nothing could have prepared me for what awaited. I had barely stepped off the shuttle when I was met by an imposing figure. She was tall, elegant, and exuded authority in a way that seemed natural rather than forced. Her skin glimmered with a soft iridescence, and her eyes, golden and penetrating, locked on me as though seeing not just a human but my very essence. "I am Matriarch Solara," she said, her voice a rich, resonant tone that seemed to echo in the open courtyard. "And I have chosen you." I blinked. Chosen me? For what? She did not smile, but the intensity in her gaze left no room for hesitation. "To marry my daughter," she said simply. The words hit me like a thunderbolt. I had expected protocols, formal introductions, perhaps even negotiation. I had not expected a direct demand that I wed an alien being. I opened my mouth to protest, to explain that human customs and alien customs were very different, but she raised a hand, silencing me. "You will understand," she said. "But first, you must meet her." With that, she motioned for me to follow, and I stepped into a corridor that seemed alive. Bioluminescent panels pulsed with a rhythm that mimicked breathing, and the air carried a subtle fragrance, calming yet invigorating. Solara led me through chambers filled with alien art and technology, all humming softly with energy I could feel even as a human. Finally, we entered a garden. It was unlike anything I had ever seen. Towering plants shimmered with translucent leaves, petals that floated like liquid, and a waterfall of crystalline water cascaded into a basin that glowed faintly. And there, standing in the center, was her daughter. She was breathtaking. Taller than the average human, yet graceful, with silver hair that cascaded like liquid starlight and eyes of deep azure that seemed to pierce through my very being. She looked at me, startled, as if she had never been prepared for this meeting, and yet there was no fear, only cautious curiosity. "This is Lyria," Solara said. "My daughter." Lyria stepped forward, and I instinctively bowed slightly, unsure of alien etiquette. I am honored to meet you," I said, though the words felt inadequate. She tilted her head, studying me with an intensity that made me swallow. "Why me?" she asked quietly. "I did not choose this," I admitted. "It was your mother's decision." Her expression shifted, a flicker of something I couldn't name passed over her face. Anger, confusion, relief. It was gone as quickly as it appeared. "She believes you are worthy," Lyria said softly. I spent the next several days learning about their customs. Marriage among the Xylari was not merely a legal or ceremonial bond, it was an alignment of energy, thought, and purpose. Families chose partners based on compatibility, intelligence, and strength of character. Love, as humans knew it, was only a part of the equation. I was expected to understand their rituals, their expectations, and their reasoning. Solara watched me closely during this time, testing my patience, intelligence, and respect for their customs. Lyria, for her part, was quiet, often observing me with a mixture of wariness and curiosity. I could sense the pressure on her as well. She had not chosen this, yet her mother's word was absolute. One evening, under the twin moons of Xylaris, Lyria approached me alone. The garden was bathed in silver light, the crystalline waterfall casting shimmering reflections across her face. "Do you wish to marry me?" she asked, her voice hesitant. "I have never been consulted. This decision is not mine." I took a deep breath, weighing my response carefully. I cannot say I wished for this, I admitted. But I can say this: I respect you, and I will honor whatever path this requires. I will not force your heart, and I will act with integrity. She studied me, her expression unreadable, and then slowly, a small smile appeared. Perhaps that is enough, she whispered. As the days passed, we trained, learned, and explored. Lyria taught me how to attune to Xylari energy, how to synchronize thought patterns, and how to navigate the complex politics of her world. I shared human perspectives, ways of thinking, and experiences she had never encountered. Slowly, a bond formed not of obligation, but of understanding and mutual respect. Then came the ceremony of alignment. It was a delicate process, designed to bind two beings in both energy and purpose. Solara oversaw the ritual, her presence both commanding and reassuring. The chamber glowed with bioluminescent light, the air humming with anticipation. Lyria and I stood facing each other, hands almost touching, feeling the resonance of our combined energies. You may step forward, Solara intoned, her voice echoing like a melody. Your choice is your own. Consent is sacred. I looked into Lyria's eyes, and for the first time, I saw vulnerability, fear, and hope all at once. I reached for her hand. I choose this, I said. Not because I was told, but because I want to honor you, your people, and the trust placed in us. Her breath caught, and tears shimmered in her eyes. You understand, she whispered. The ritual began. Energy flowed between us in streams of color and light. Thoughts, emotions, and intentions intertwined. I felt her fear, her uncertainty, and her courage, and I sent back reassurance, respect, and strength. The chamber itself seemed to respond, glowing brighter, resonating with the power of our connection. Hours, or perhaps moments, passed in this alignment. When it concluded, we were both exhausted, yet exhilarated. Lyria's eyes glistened with a mix of wonder and relief. I never imagined this could feel like this, she said softly. Solara approached, placing her massive hand on my shoulder. You have honored my daughter and our people, she said. Your courage, respect, and integrity have proven your worth. Welcome to our family. I exhaled, feeling the weight of the days lift. I had entered this world a visitor, uncertain and cautious. I now stood as a partner, bonded by understanding, choice, and trust. In the weeks that followed, life on Xylaris changed for me in ways I could not have predicted. I learned to navigate their society, contribute to their councils, and embrace the rhythms of a world both alien and beautiful. Lyria and I spent countless hours together, learning, laughing, and growing, not because tradition demanded it, but because trust and mutual respect had created a connection stronger than law or custom. One evening, as twin suns dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the crystalline city, Lyria turned to me. Do you regret any of this? She asked quietly. I shook my head. Not for a moment. This was never just about marriage. It was about understanding, trust, and choice. And that is a gift I never expected. She smiled, resting her head against my shoulder. Then we are truly bound, she whispered. I looked at the stars beginning to appear in the violet-green sky and realized how profoundly my life had changed. A simple human mission had led me into the heart of an alien world, into the trust of a daughter, and into the approval of a matriarch whose word carried absolute weight. The universe was vast, unpredictable, and often unforgiving. But it was also capable of extraordinary moments of bonds forged across species, of trust earned through respect, and of futures rewritten by courage and understanding. Standing beside Lyria, knowing that her mother's choice had brought us together but that our connection was now entirely our own, I felt a sense of belonging I had never known. The alien mother had chosen me, yes, but in the end, it was my choices, and Lyria's trust, that had truly bound us. And as the twin moons rose high above Xylaris, casting silver light across the crystalline plains, I understood a profound truth. Destiny may present itself in unexpected ways, but it is the courage to act with integrity, compassion, and respect that transforms it into something extraordinary. I had come as a visitor. I would remain as a partner. And in the heart of an alien world, beneath alien skies, I had found not just duty, but family, connection, and a life I had never imagined possible.